Back in the day, I went to university. I became a school teacher. Jump ahead to a number of years. I'm now teaching 10 years. And I started going to church. My life was in a kind of little bit of a mess at the time. And through a lot of different circumstances, God brought me to a place where I began to understand what salvation was. And so from there, I began to be consumed with thoughts of, wow, because I'm a teacher, so I'm passionate about sharing Christ, and I'm doing that on a daily basis. Kids are coming to church. I'm inviting other people to come, and all of that led to a place where I'm thinking, wow, this is exciting, and this is rewarding. I feel like I've got a significant purpose beyond teaching. 3 months later, I went to my first candidates weekend. Had no idea what that meant, but the officer said, hey, Jim, I think you should go. You learn about the Salvation Army, because I didn't come from a Salvation Army background. So that was a good opportunity, but it was during that weekend when one of the sessions I left, I was in tears. I was already saved. I was overjoyed with the change in my life, but there was something more. And I guess I couldn't really figure it out, but it began a journey of asking questions.
The first time I sensed that God was setting me apart for something, I was 13, and I sensed God saying something. I was young, I couldn't quite figure out what that was all about, but I sensed something, that sense of, maybe being set apart. I chose to study at Bible college, still leaning into that sense that God had a ministry of some sort for me, but also not quite ready to say a full yes to officership. The ministry, whether it was lay ministry or whether it was full-time, I think what God really wanted was just my heart, for me to say completely, fully, yes, I surrender to what it is that you have in store for me. And so that was kind of how my path led towards officership. I could have then, and still could now, give 100 reasons why God could probably find someone else to do that. Being someone who is very quiet, not particularly vocal and loud, someone who was more of a thinker, less of a talker, just kind of led me to think, well, God, surely there's someone else that you could choose for this. But over time, recognizing that's the way God made me, it's who He created me to be. And so just resting in that knowledge of being known and being set apart to do ministry in the way that He could allow me to do it, gave me courage to take that next step forward.
I think for me, encouragement for someone who's exploring is to give it time, seek out wise counsel, seek affirmation from other leaders, other people. It'll come. For me, in the initial stages, it was like, I'm not sure I can do this. But then it got affirmed, so people would ask occasionally, you should be an officer, or have you thought about an officership? And you often wonder why. And so I think for me, and I think Michelle might echo the same sentiment, is giving it time, seeking wide counsel, praying to God and trusting. He'll make it clear. It might take a few months, it might even take a few years, but if you sense it, then you need to do something about it.
And I would say for someone who perhaps feels a little uncertain or inadequate, is that God is faithful. If there's one thing I think we would both say after all these years of ministry, is that God is so faithful. And I don't see a sense of inadequacy as a bad place to start, actually. Because I think we're in that place of feeling, I can't do this. That's where we lean in a little more into God, and we lean in a little more into just abiding in who Christ is, finding our strength, our equipping, and just what we need each day. We can find it in Him when we're in that place of saying, I know I can't do this, but I know who can. And the one who can is the one who called me into ministry.